Micdup.
Highlights from Lowlifes. Highlights from Lowlifes.
All right.
Hey, folks.
We actually had a theme song this week. This is awesome.
It worked well.
For those of you that tune in only for the theme song, that was it. You may turn the show off now.
Bye.
We're done with that. All right. Hey, welcome everyone to Highlights from Lowlifes, episode 107, I think.
Wow.
108. Tonight we have a special guest star, Teddy Bear Tetlow, is joining us. We got Marty, we got Robbie, and I'm Webby. And we have picked a fun topic based upon another topic that we were doing, the face of the franchise. Well, tonight we want to do the villain of each National League baseball team. And I'm sure that we're going to have some crossovers, which is fine. But I've also got some backups myself because I knew there was some people that would just say the same ones we're all thinking. So just for some clarification, a villain is somebody that has embarrassed his team, embarrassed the fans, embarrassed his teammates, is generally not a very good person, and is somebody that might be inclined to perhaps cheat or play dirty on the field. Not a very well-liked person. So you can't just say the Los Angeles Dodgers are your villain.
I mean, you
and I know
can.
some of you want to.
Yeah.
Some of you want to.
I could
It's
make a
been
case for
done
that.
before.
Yeah.
Haven't we
But-
seen enough on that on television now? You can't. My free speech. I can pick on whoever I want.
Yeah, that's true, Marty. If you want to, choose the entire history of the Los Angeles Dodgers, that is your right. This was kind of fun to research and see what other people out there thought.
Yep.
And in a couple instances, I didn't choose a player. I chose a fixture in the franchise. Maybe it was an owner. Maybe it was a general manager.
A couple of
something
those
like that.
Okay.
I was
So-
tempted to do that also. Yeah.
Yeah. So, welcome to the show. If you would like to join in and give us your opinion, I see we have quite a few opinions already. Hit the microphone at the bottom of the screen, and a countdown will take place of 30 seconds. And while that countdown is happening, that's when you talk. And you must end talking by the end of that countdown, and then send it along to us, and we will play it on the air. So you get to hear your own voice. All right. So let's get started. We're going to start out on the West Coast.
Okay.
And we are going to start with the Arizona Diamondbacks,
There we go.
a team that has been in existence since 1998. And this is a team that does have a storied history, has some World Series appearances. But personally, if I had to pick a guy on the Diamondbacks that I see as the villain, I would choose Kurt Schilling. Mr. Schilling is one that is a kind of seeker of drama. He wants to be in the middle of everything, the topic of conversation. Not sure he was a great teammate, and he is prone to preach to the fans and the media what his political and religious beliefs are, whether we want to hear them or not. And I just don't think there's a place for that in the game. He's got a platform that the rest of us don't have, and he uses it all the time. And that turns off a lot of people. And a lot of people have kind of, as they say, canceled him from their baseball history. There are those that still support him as one of the greatest playoff pitchers of all time, and maybe he was good, but at the same time, he's not a guy I personally liked. So Kurt Schilling is my Arizona Diamondback.
Yeah.
All right,
The bloody sock guy.
bloody sock guy. All right, Marty, what is your Arizona Diamondback?
Well, you kind of mentioned already that there would be duplicates, and there were a couple that kind of rose to the occasion. He was one. This year, being around with some of the Kendall Marte is a current Diamondback, and I don't have to beat a dead horse that I worked with the Aces and the Diamond. He was kind of a lot of people say he's kind of a off. He elevates himself over the team. He constantly wants to be traded. People don't like. He'll be playing it all. Will he be playing it? He decides to want to take a day off. So he's not too private. But I guess you hit on one of them, Randy Johnson.
Yep.
Okay.
Because he hit a bird.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm being a member of the Audubon Society. I took great offense at that.
I see. Yeah, I didn't think of that angle, but okay.
That was the poor bird.
It's the opposite of an acute angle.
Okay, speaking of acute angles, take it, Robbie.
All right. So as I was getting ready to do this topic, we were actually, I think three of us were down in Monterey this past weekend for a baseball tournament that we participated in. And I was actually talking to a couple of guys that had come out. They were with the St. Louis Cardinals group, and they had come out to play in the tournament. And I was talking to a couple of them because Cardinal fans generally love everything about their team, and up until this year. But traditionally, Cardinal fans have loved everything about their team for years. And I was like, if there's a tough team out there to pick a bad guy on, I got to find out and talk with the Cardinals. And that got me thinking, I need to go with the guy that the fans of that town hate the most that played for their team. So that's the angle I took on my list. And for Arizona, I could not figure out why. I dug deep into the archives of the internet, and Addison Reed is the really bad guy of all time with Arizona. He wasn't a very good pitcher. He had some talent and had a lot of potential, but just never put it together in the major leagues. But for some reason, everyone in Arizona refers to him with the same middle name as Bucky Dent.
Oh.
Addison fucking Reed.
Wow.
And again, I can't figure out why, but it is universal, and it's on their fan pages. It's on Reddit. Everywhere you look, it's never just Addison Reed. It's Addison with the F Reed. So, yeah, I'm going to have to say Addison Reed for Arizona.
Okay.
Got it. Okay.
Teddy Bear, I guess you got to bring us home on this one.
Okay, well, here lately, I have to say it was the most of the Diamondbacks pitching squad over the last few years. I know Randall Delgado intentionally hit Pirates All-Star Andrew McCutchen with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball in the spine, and the Evan Marshall was ejected for hitting Ryan Braun, and Ian Kennedy hit both Yasiel Puig, which you may get some points for, and then also pitcher Zach Greinke, and he hit them both in the head. And they claim it's retaliation for instances happening, but who knows? Kirk Gibson was a manager during this time, so it may have been something discussed in the dugout before the game. But those three guys made my list just for how they pitched to their opposition.
Can't argue that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Next team in the list is another expansion team. Your Colorado Rockies. They came into the league in 1993. They have never really been all that successful. They did have a good run in 2007. Other than that, they're perennial losers. A lot of people have passed through there, and I think the Rockies have had their share of bad apples. So, Brent, who starts off our discussion of the Rockies?
Let's go with Marty. Who you got to start it off?
Okay. Like I said, they're a struggling team, and they brought in this catcher in '97 who was going to be the cornerstone to turn the team around, and bombed. But the Giants know him as Kurt Manwaring, and I guess Colorado people did too.
Mhm.
But Manwaring had a couple of good seasons prior, and then he got free agent. They signed him for a bunch of money, and he just tanked. Was there for about 2.5 years, and the best average he had for one season was less than 250. So and then they have to restart everything, which they did over and over again. So Manwaring, sorry, he has to wear the label, I think. What do you think, Webby?
I like that one, but I'm going to choose a guy that rode through town and caused problems, just like any other place that he'd been. He was a former Giant. He also pitched with the Indians and the Phillies, but he had a short period of time with the Rockies, and they grew tired of his antics. Jose Mesa, better known as Joe Table. Mr. Mesa was one of those intimidating relief pitchers who would stare down a batter he didn't like, throw at him whenever he wanted to, and kind of said, come on out to the mound and give me a fight because I've got my infielders behind me.
Right.
And when he was a Rocky, he wasn't a very good pitcher anymore. And he tried those antics after getting hit around pretty good. And I remember watching one night him thinking his infielders and his catcher had his back. They kind of ignored the batter who ran out to the mound and took a swat at Jose. And he ended up down on the ground. I was secretly smiling because he got everything that he deserved that night. So, Joe Table is my Rocky that probably is right up there with Addison Effin Reed for the Arizona Diamondbacks. All right. Teddy Bear, what do you got?
Well, I have to kind of agree with Marty on Kurt Manwaring. He was lockering right next to me at fantasy camp one time.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, those conversations in the locker room, everything had F-bombs in them, back and forth all the time. I don't know how you could have a PC conversation with him, but it was interesting. And he was funny, though. I mean, I enjoyed it. I sat there and I wasn't offended, but I kind of agree with Marty. But as a team, the Rockies were accused of actually inserting some non-regulated, non-humidored baseballs in at crucial times. Maybe when they needed a little boost or something. But maybe the claim to fame for the Rockies is Mike Jacobs was the first player in Major League Baseball to test positive for HGH during the drug testing policy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He was the very first one.
That's
So,
a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, they got him. They got him.
I like that.
Yeah. Robbie, what do you, Robbie, what do you got?
Well, this guy was a rookie of the year. He had won a World Series championship, had been on a couple of teams that had made deep playoff runs and pennant chases. And he was going to be the savior to pair in with Charlie Blackmon and Todd Helton as he was winding down his career. That would be Chris Bryant.
Oh,
who is
really?
widely hated in Colorado for one, being overpaid, and two, never playing because he's hurt all the time. Now we know now that he has a serious spine condition that is the problem, but at the time they didn't know that, and he is well not liked. Let's just leave it at that in Colorado.
He played for the Giants for a year, didn't he?
Yeah.
or
Played
kind of a
pretty
season,
well.
you know, a little bit of
Yeah.
a season.
Yeah.
Yep.
The right after the trading deadline 1 year,
Yeah.
and he played pretty well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
All right, we have tackled probably the two most difficult teams.
and we've gone very
let's move on
slowly.
to one that's not so hard for us.
Oh, yeah.
The Los Angeles Dodgers. Also, we could include the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Yes.
A very storied franchise. Lots of things to hate here. Lots of players that didn't comport themselves well. So I'm anxious to see which direction you go. And I know we're going to have lots of honorable mentions on this one.
Oh, yeah.
So Robbie, who starts this one off?
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right,
Because
go
it's
for it.
I think it's kind of off the board, but Dodger fans really don't like this guy. He came over in a big trade with Oakland, Josh Reddick,
I was gonna.
and he was awful with the Dodgers and was mopey and whiny and didn't seem like he cared a whole lot. And I mean, the Dodger fans don't care a lot, and they sure didn't like this guy, so that should say something.
You can care less than the Dodger fans.
Yeah, he got released and later on signed, of course, with the Astros, who went on to win the World Series. And Josh Reddick played very well in that. And to add insult to injury, he went on social media and trolled Dodger fans with pictures of his ring and the championship and all of that stuff. So he is very much a guy that is not liked in LA right now. So. Marty, I can't wait to hear this one.
Yeah, this is gonna be good.
Gee, there's so many to pick from.
Yeah.
And you're right. And I'm not sure. I have three, and I'm not sure which one I'm still going to choose yet because the other two are such going to be great honorable mentions. But I guess I got to go with the one that really stung me more than anything else. And this was back. I knew where I was when I heard it happening. I was on the spot of the freeway, and it was the World Series, and that damn Gibson guy belted that home run against Eckersley. And I was an Ace fan. I must admit, and I didn't cause an accident, but damn, I was really pissed off.
All right. So let me get this straight. You're mad at Kirk Gibson. He's a villain.
He's my villain
because he tried hard for his team and allowed them to win.
No, because he's a prick.
Oh, okay.
He's
right.
Marty's
Just wanted
villain.
to make sure I wasn't clear about that. All right. Good. I was worried about that one. Yeah.
You can't make me change my mind. No. All right, let's get some educated opinions up here. So it won't be Weber; it'll be Teddy Bear.
Oh! Throw it right back at me. All right.
Okay. Well, the obvious one is Yasiel Puig, and hey, Tiger, need I say more? But the first guy that came to my mind was Chase Utley. He was a horribly aggressive player, and they made several rule changes because of the style of play on the field that he had. He would not even go for the bag when he slid right at the defender, like he did with Ruben Tejada in the 2015 playoffs. And sometimes he didn't slide; he just lowered his shoulder and barreled over Buster Posey, breaking his leg. So, I think
old time hockey, coach. Old time hockey.
Yeah,
by the way,
shore style.
He had the foil on.
Not Buster Posey. The Buster Posey collision was not Chase Utley.
No, he was positioned incorrectly. Absolutely. But
no. Chase Utley was not involved in the broken leg.
Oh,
it's a different player.
Oh, that was oh shoot, yeah,
Scott Cousins.
Scott Cousins.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. I apologize, but
That's all right.
Anyway, Chase Utley was my villain for the Dodgers when he played for them.
Yes, excellent villain.
Yes, Webby, what do you got?
I have one better.
Okay,
Mr. Dreadlocks himself, with a uniform that was 12 sizes too big, Manny Ramirez. the
Oh,
PED king.
Ah.
Always liked watching Manny because as badly as I would watching Barry Bonds play left field for the Giants in the indifferent way that he always did. Manny Ramirez made Barry Bonds look like the greatest left fielder ever born. Manny, it sometimes looked like he was playing the outfield in roller skates. Not very attentive to the game. It reminds me of the old Alex Johnson story. Alex, where are you going to play this next hitter? Anywhere there's shade. The sun's hot and everything. I need to go stand. So a lot
We
of
have
times
those
they'd have to
players on our
yell.
team.
Dodgers players would say we'd have to yell out to Manny, "Hey, there's a batter at the plate, and you might want to position yourself where that guy normally hits the ball, if you can be bothered." And then watching him play the game after lying about the PEDs and the other steroids he was using, he would, if he didn't like his at bat, grounder to short, jog down to first. They pay me to hit home runs, not run out ground balls, all that kind of stuff. His act grew tired in LA, and they were happy to see him go. I believe he's still trying to play baseball today in his late 40s, somewhere in Mexico.
Really?
So,
wow.
Yeah. So that's my LA Dodger.
Oh.
Okay, let's move down south to San Diego. The San Diego Padres, an expansion team from 1969. Storied history. Lots of bad apples have gone through San Diego from time to time. So let me start this round off with somebody that I think we can say is universally hated in San Diego. Gary Templeton. This is the guy that let's use his famous quote against him. He did not win the starting job to the All-Star game and was asked to come as a reserve and came up with the famous saying, "If I ain't starting, I ain't departing." So he declined to go to the All-Star game and be honored by Major League Baseball because he wasn't starting the game. He's also famous for a pretty big lawsuit in San Diego County. There was a time during a big drought during his playing days when they were asking people to scale back on water. Do not water your lawns. If your grass dies, it dies. This is about keeping people alive. Well, Gary said that, that doesn't apply to me. And his major estate, which had over 500 trees, he continued to water at the same level for all the trees and told his gardeners, just ignore those orders. They don't apply to me. The city came after him for a very healthy water bill and threatened to shut his water off. And he's hated as a Padre for probably the biggest reason is he is the guy they got back in the Ozzie Smith trade. And Ozzie Smith is universally loved in San Diego and St. Louis for that matter. And Padre fans had to deal with, if I ain't starting, I ain't departing. So they have not liked him for quite some time. So he's my villain in San Diego. All right. Marty, what do you got?
Well, I would disappoint Mr. Landerman if I didn't say Manny Machado.
Yeah.
But because he's pretty much just out there for what he can get out of it, and he's in the big time. But I want to. But there was something else. Some of the other guy. I got two, and I want your help in this because I heard of this. I couldn't believe it. So you guys got a lot better historical knowledge than I do. Ruben Rivera. And pulling him up on the internet, it was just that he was the complete tool.
It's a nice
Yes,
one. Chris.
yes, very much so. Very much.
The Swiss Army knife of assholery.
He stole Derek Jeter's glove.
Oh,
Yes, yes.
Please, I'm honest. What was that all about?
He stole his glove and he stole his wallet out of his locker at the stadium.
Jeez.
But that's not what he's known for, Marty. He's known for the greatest base running ever in the history of baseball.
Well, oh yeah, of course, yeah, of course, I remember that. He was with the Giants then, but yeah, but so I got two, and in our we're doing a great job of selling the product of highlights from Lowlifes, and they're doing a great job. But if you see a picture of me smiling with a Manny Machado jersey over my left shoulder, that's Bratman, and yeah, just wait, because you're going to be served. I'm going to get you for that.
All right. Okay.
You mean
that one?
Yeah,
yes.
something
Marty
like that. Yeah.
And his favorite player, Machado stub.
Yes.
That's not me. That was done by AI. It's not me.
Okay.
No.
Who's up next?
Lanterman. Good.
All right, Padre. I mean, let's face it. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. And San Diego people feel the same way about this guy that I feel, even though they got to their only World Series with him at first base, and that's Steve Garvey. He was a Dodger. He bought into all that crap that Tommy Lasorda used to preach about bleeding Dodger blue. He was the poster boy for clean-cut, all-American guy, even though he was in the middle of a divorce with one woman, engaged to another woman, and got a third woman pregnant. None of his kids endorsed him for Congress or Senate when he ran last year. He's Mr. Clean Cut, holier than thou. Screw you, Steve Garvey. They hate you in San Diego, and we hate you up here. Thank you.
Excellent choice. Excellent choice.
This message has been approved by Major League Baseball.
All right, Brent. That's a tough act to follow.
Yeah, it is. I'm just gonna have to agree with Marty with Manny Machado. He's one of the dirtiest players in baseball. He may have calmed down a little bit now, but I've seen him purposely stomp on the heels of first baseman as he's going past the bag, and he would overextend his swing to intentionally hit the catcher on his backswing. And being a catcher, those don't feel good at all. I've had it happen to me several times, and
Sorry about that.
yeah, but there's no room in baseball for doing that kind of stuff. So I'd have to agree with Marty and say Manny Machado for the Padres.
Isn't it interesting? Like the 1934 Cardinals, the Gas House Gang, that stuff was beloved back then. And how the times have changed.
Yeah, they weren't paying millions back then either.
Yeah, that's right.
They weren't.
It was funny and comical to spike a guy then.
Yeah.
Of course, they also just rubbed dirt on it and played on.
Yeah.
Nobody had an oblique in 1934.
That's right.
Or an Achilles, yeah.
All right. Is that everybody on the Padres? All
That's
right.
everybody on the Padres.
Let's do our last National League West team, the beloved New York and San Francisco Giants. And this may be hard for you guys, but I can think of a couple of names that I think would be interesting. Brent, who will start this round?
How about you, Webby?
All right. I'm going to take the one that you all probably want to take. This guy wasn't a Giant for very long, and there's good reason for it. Catcher A.J. Przinsky.
Whatever.
I was very excited when the trade happened. I said, okay, the Giants got themselves a good catcher. He's a good receiver. Looks like he works well with the pitchers. Decent hitter. Kind of a big guy, intimidating. This will go well. We gave up Joe Nathan to get him, but this will go well. How could it not? I went to spring training that year. And a batter fouled a pitch off, and it hit Mr. Przinski in the nether regions, and he was down, and he was hurting. Stan Conti, the trainer, many of us met at fantasy camp, came running out to see how AJ was and asked a question that he'll forever forget. He said, "How are you? How do you feel?" And AJ allowed Stan to feel the same pain he is by kicking him in the nether regions. So now they were both in pain. We all saw this, and then we read about it the next day. And that was the beginning of the end of having this guy as a Giant.
Oh, yeah.
He was rude to the press. He was rude to the fans. He was rude to the pitchers that he was supposed to be supporting on the field. He was not a good teammate, and he was gone after one season. So he's my villain of the San Francisco Giants. Sorry if I took yours. All right, Brent, what do you got?
I got the same dude, man. He got traded for Joe Nathan and Lariano, and I saw him at the batter's box. After there was a hit, he actually scooted the bat in from the batter's box into the baseline, knowing that there could be a play at home plate. I mean, what a little jerk. He only played for one year for the Giants, and I guess they'd seen enough of that clubhouse cancer. So it's interesting, though. He's a main host on a podcast called Foul Territory.
Yeah, and foul is spelled with a W.
That's what I was going to say.
It's a duck hunting show? Interesting.
Exactly.
Yeah. Robbie, what do you got?
All right. With the Giants, I am going a different way because Przinski was, I think, the leading hitter for the Giants that season.
Yeah, hit like 270 something. Yeah.
Yeah, and led them in RBIs and everything else.
Yeah.
But it never sat right with me. I know it didn't sit right with most people that used to go to games at Candlestick Park. When the Dodgers would visit, he would spend all his time on that side of the field, even though he was a Giant, and that is Oral Hershiser.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't feel right. It didn't look right. Nothing about it was proper. And I mean, in Bavarian, Oral Hershiser translates to mouthful of horse shit.
I had no idea. Is that?
Oh yeah,
is that
yeah.
really
You can
true?
look it up.
Let me look that up.
Look it up.
ChatGPT.
Wow.
Of course, I'm going to have a Bavarian reference. Anyway, it wasn't right. It was absolutely horrible. He was smug, and everything that he was in LA, he tried to be here, and it doesn't fly here. So, yeah, Oral Hershiser is my bad guy, and I'm not alone. Marty?
I'm just going to throw it out there because we're running short on time. It's Jeff Canterbury Bonds. The two guys that on a team that was really going somewhere and making all the headlines, and I don't know who was right, who was wrong. They had their own personality quirks, let's call it that way. And it was too bad because a team that had the potential to really be something special instead of just kind of good for a few seasons. It was sad. It was sad.
Yeah.
But that's it.
All right. We have finished the National League West. Time for a break.
Here we go.
Robbie, what are we going to do now?
My favorite part of the show. What you drinking? And as always, however many episodes we are at now, we are sponsored by our good friends at Almanac Beer Company in Alameda, California, one of America's great craft brewers. There's hardly anybody that can match them in terms of all of their styles, whether they're light or heavy or medium. They all just are rich and full of flavor. We love Almanac Beer. And as I mentioned, the whole Bavarian thing, I am currently drinking their Rocktoberfest. It's the release in their lager series that's out for now. And those of you that are coming to our live show on October 1st can enjoy this on tap. and as good as it is in the can, on tap, it's freaking unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? So get down to Almanac on October 1st. You can be our live studio audience member. And audience.
Oh, I'm
If
sorry.
we're lucky. But we're doing the show on October 1st. We'll talk more about that later. But the Almanac beers are just delicious, and you can't go wrong with this one. What are you guys drinking?
Yeah, can I say something here?
I'm not going to give you any Oktoberfest. I kept it for myself.
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm having real problems with Almanac.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
This
Uh-oh.
is not good.
I've drank beer for years, and I don't like this beer or that beer. I don't like IPAs, but every IPA I get from Almanac pretty dang good. I was drinking an IPA last week. Remember the can that you guys say I can't pronounce, but anyway. And again, I don't like Hefeweizen. But what do we got this week? They've changed my mind again, and I'm really getting frustrated with these guys because I know what I like, and maybe I really don't. It's really good stuff. Hugs.
Well
the hugs.
said.
Okay.
The hugs, Heffy.
They have a way to change your mind, don't they?
Yeah. What do you got, Brent?
I've got one of their staples, the Almanac Love. And it's an IPA too. And I'm like Marty, I don't really search out the IPAs, but this one is very, very good. It's not real hoppy. It's very refreshing. I love this. What do you got, Webby?
I think I have the offshoot of that.
Yes, you do.
The Ballers Love
Ballers,
IPA,
yes.
named after the Oakland Ballers independent baseball team.
Yep.
Over in the East Bay. Robbie, is this the same beer as what Brent's drinking?
It's the same beer. They generally pour that at the ballpark. That's for the games.
Oh,
so
okay.
we just got a special because it's baseball and it's us. We got a special release of that.
Great.
Oh, terrific.
And I can't wait for the Oktoberfest fresh out of the keg.
Yeah, I know. No kidding, right?
That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
all right.
Once again, thanks to Almanac.
Thank you.
The beers are delicious. Make a trip out there. I highly recommend Wednesday, October 1st at 6 p.m. to make a visit to the brewery.
Because that's when all hell breaks loose.
That's right. That may be our last time we are sponsored by Almanac.
Hey, it's a happening place. You can get food and drink and have a good time. Watch
lots of options for both.
heck?
So yeah, come on out to Almanac. If you're in the area, stop by. Tell them you heard about them from the Highlights from Lowlifes show, and they may take pity upon you.
All right.
I think we're only going to get one more division in, huh?
Behind schedule.
Yeah.
We're only going to get one more division in, aren't we?
Yeah. We might have to do a second show on this. Let us do the National League Central.
Okay.
And let us start off with my favorite team, the Chicago Cubs.
There we go.
The Cubs are lovable teddy bears who've been around forever. But, of course, they have their share of bad apples. And I want to start off with the guy that frustrated the heck out of me because he had all of the talent in the world and nothing between his ears. Milton Bradley. Wow.
Didn't he make board games?
Yeah, he should have stuck to making board games because on the field, he somehow got the attitude that the other team and the umpires and his teammates were there to serve him. I never saw him take a called strike without glaring at an umpire. Just complaining about everything, picking fights with fans, picking fights with teammates, picking fights with the other team. Not a great teammate at all, and needed to be the center of attention, and came up there with what Jeffrey Leonard has become famous for, what I call penitentiary face, scowling at the world. The world is I'm angry with the world, and I nothing will make me happier than to get into a fight. I saw him, jog down to first base one too many times, and he wore out his welcome at several locations, including the Dodgers at one point. But as a Cub, he brought that team down. they were miserable having to take the field with him every day. And when he was there, he was supposed to be one of the impact players, and they quickly realized that wasn't going to happen. So he's my Chicago Cub.
Yeah.
Robbie, what do you got?
Played for 8 different teams in 12 seasons.
Yeah, there's a reason.
Yeah. 8 different teams. Wow.
Well, if you're going to take Milton Bradley, I think I have to take Parker Brothers.
Thank
you.
Get it? It's
Thank
a
you.
play on words.
Yeah, I had to throw a little joke in here because I'm
Yeah.
about to hit a controversial area, and this is a very, very, very recent open wound kind of player that is not ingratiated himself with the fan base, and that is Matt Shaw,
Yeah.
who this past Sunday decided to attend the and he knew him growing up, but he had decided to attend the memorial for Charlie Kirk rather than play for the Cubs, who ended up losing 1-0 that day. The fans are rather upset, and
we lost him.
What? Oh no!
Great.
I'm being
He
kimmeled.
got canceled.
I'm being kimmeled.
Anyway.
The fans are mostly upset because he didn't go on the off day. Matt Shaw did not go on the off day to the private service for his friend, but rather went to the public memorial. So they're fighting for their playoff position, and he kind of stepped away. So right now he is a really big villain in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Teddy Bear?
Who's next, Robbie?
Teddy Bear.
Okay. I think Sammy Sosa just liked to cheat. He got caught with a cork bat. He tried to explain his way out of that, saying it was an exhibition bat, and then he got caught using performance-enhancing drugs. And although he denied it, saying he did everything he could to recover, but he didn't break any laws. Sammy Sosa was the guy I thought of when I thought of Chicago Cubs villains.
Yeah. Great
Yeah.
pick.
Yes.
Yes. Webby, what do you got?
Oh no, I did.
You did. Okay, Marty.
Milton
Yeah.
Bradley. So,
And
Marty.
I looked at this and I looked at him and I couldn't help but feel sorry for him. Maybe I'm just getting soft-hearted in my old age. Maybe he just needed glasses. Because Carlos Zambrano had fights with catchers all the time, and maybe he just didn't see the signals. And maybe it was just because the catchers didn't paint their nails back then, so he couldn't really see them. But but the one was, and tell me if I'm wrong because I pulled this out. I couldn't believe this would happen. He got ejected from the game, went back, cleared out his locker, and quit mid-season.
Wow.
Just like that.
Okay, all right, yeah. We know you're a jerk and we know you're an idiot, but one of the things that I remember, and I'm not sure who it was, Abe Lincoln or Franklin, is better to remain silent and thought a fool than open one's mouth and remove all doubt. But pulling an act like that, okay. Zambrano.
All right.
You know what, Rob? I got to say, I really thought you were going to go with Lee Elia.
Oh yeah. That is famous. One time we'll play the entire audio of his post game interview here on the air. I have to bleep out 35% of it. But
yeah. Was he talking to Kurt Manwaring?
Let's move on to the Cincinnati Reds, and I'll just make the executive decision that we are not going to complete the National League today in this show.
No.
We will jump into another show. Let's go with the Cincinnati Reds, a long-time member of the National League. Lots of great characters and bad characters have floated through that city. So I'm anxious to see who you guys pick here. Marty, start us off with the Reds.
I'm just going to say the name, Mark Schatz.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
very good.
Jawohl.
There it is. All right, Teddy Bear, take it.
Wait. Wait, we can't just assume, like Terry does, that everybody knows who
Oh, come
Marge
on.
Schott is.
Everybody knows Marge Schott.
Give us something. Give us a paragraph about who Marge Schott was and why she was.
She was the owner. She brought the dog. The dog, for God's sake. And demanded things from the staff, the ushers, the pizza people, and then referred to the those people that look different as those guys.
Yeah,
those guys. Yeah.
She did another couple of good things. Like that, the dogs would crap on the field, and that became the job of the groundskeepers to clean up the crap before the game.
She would not clean it up. Nope.
No.
And she was the one that was famous in 1990. I believe the Reds swept the A's in the World Series.
Right.
Which meant she lost out on 3 more home games in Cincinnati.
Oh, wow.
And she was angry that her team had won the World Series as fast as it had.
Because
it meant she didn't have any more
4 straight. Yeah, they took 'em 4 straight. That's right. Yeah.
She was
Robbie, wasn't she the one they named the Rockin' the Beer Gut after, that song?
Yeah, it must be. All right.
Okay.
Fair. George.
Who's up?
I got Robbie Dribble. He was known as a very short-tempered guy. Lots of on-field antics. He once threw a baseball into the stands that hit a woman in the face. He also threw a ball at Eric Yielding as he was running up the first baseline. I'm going to keep it short, just Robbie Dribble.
Yep.
Okay. Hey guys, we're not in a hurry because we're gonna cut out the NL East. We'll do them in a different show. So take your time.
Okay.
I remember Dibble, and he was mine. He was mine, Brent.
Okay, sorry.
He's the guy that would just try to throw as hard as he could until he couldn't anymore.
Right.
And remember the Reds got to wear those ice cream uniforms one year, the vests with the white hats.
Ooh.
So it was the vest over a white vest over a red shirt, shirt. So sleeveless, the old Ted Kluszewski style. And the Reds hats were white, so everybody called them the Ice Cream Men. And these guys, remember the Nasty Boys, Myers, Dibble, and Norm Charlton.
Right.
Dibble was the one probably the least talented. He had the fastball and a decent breaking pitch, but he just throw that as hard as he could all the time and try to intimidate the batter. It's nowhere near the strike zone. And he's trying to, I think what he was trying to do is say, hey, I don't know where this is going. How are you going to find out if I don't know where it's going?
And you don't want to dibble your ice cream.
Yeah. All right. Who's up next? Got either Robbie. You tell us. Brent, you tell us.
Oh, I'm sorry. Robbie.
Okay. From what I could gather while we were in Cincinnati this past year at the visiting the Reds Hall of Fame and a couple of games at the ballpark and talking with people there in Cincinnati, Woody Fryman seemed to be the guy that who was a decent pitcher for a long time with the Expos and a couple other teams, but he was traded through no fault of his own. He was traded to the Reds in exchange for Tony Perez. Tony Perez was universally beloved in Cincinnati, but by everything we learned on this trip, probably the single nicest guy on all the Big Red Machine teams, the best guy with the fans and all of that. So Woody Fryman was already in trouble by the time he got to Cincinnati, being traded for Tony Perez. Then in 1977, he went on to have a terrible season, which will not help you endear yourself to the fans. And by midway through the season, by all accounts and everything I could read, he basically just quit on the team and on the season. So he is one of those guys that even people that weren't born at that time that are Reds fans, they don't like Woody Fryman.
All right, let me finish off this round. Brent brought up Rob Dibble. one of his nasty boy compadres was Norm Charlton. And Norm was tough as nails out there. And he was not easily intimidated. He threw really hard. And he would get a little bit close to batters. And this is what I love, the golden age of baseball when the pitchers had to bat. So Charlton found himself playing against the Dodgers one night. And this is one of the most iconic moments I can remember from the Dodger-Reds rivalry. Is the Dodger pitcher, I can't remember who it was, is obviously trying to get a piece of Charlton, who's batting. And after 3 or 4 tries on inside pitches, eventually clips him in the shoulder. And Charlton glares at him as he's going down to first base and gets his jacket on, like all pitchers do in those days, which gave him some extra padding for later. He made his way to second base, and then one of the Reds hit one into the gap. And there was a play at the plate, and Charlton came into home plate with no intention of ever hitting home plate. His sole goal was to make Mike Scioscia blow snot out of every orifice of his mouth. And he crushed.
How eloquent.
To Scioscia's credit, he just rolled over and looked to where am I going to throw the ball? Meanwhile, Charlton got back up and touched home plate and was safe on the plate.
Oh, wow.
But I don't think, and I'm going to include the Pete Rose, Ray Fosse All-Star game. I don't think I've seen a collision at home plate as healthy as that one. Meaning one guy trying to just level a catcher. That was his sole goal. Yeah. So Charlton, he bounced around a little bit after that. A little bit too volatile for most management to take care of. So he's my Cincinnati Red. All right.
Beautiful.
We got 3 more teams, and we'll do a few of the kind of questions that we got or comments here, and maybe a few honorable mentions. Let's move on to the Milwaukee Brewers, which was, of course, also Marty, the Seattle Pilots. I don't know that.
Were they really?
Yeah, I don't know that you had a Seattle Pilot that was most hated, but I'm sure you could come up with one.
Yeah, I did. There you go. Jim Bouton, ball 4. There you go.
All right, there you go.
There it is.
All right.
Jim Bouton.
So why don't you start us off, Marty? That's squad.
Never played for Milwaukee.
I think you just did.
Seattle cut him halfway through this season, I believe. But who the hell's could it be? But the man that tore the scab off of baseball. I mean, Jim Bouton. Okay. So there you go. All right. Go right back at you, Webby. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, let's see. I'm gonna go with. I think you guys will all agree with me on this one. Ryan Braun.
Yeah.
The universal best player that ever played in a Milwaukee Brewer uniform. Just ask him. Holier than thou about everything, talking about how, complaining about the PED and steroid guys in the game. And then one day he gets the failed steroid test. And he had been going on podcasts with Aaron Rodgers talking about, the nastiness of drugs in the game, in sports, for both football and baseball. And they were the talk of Milwaukee, these 2 superstars standing up against the world of drugs. And then he fails, and Rodgers dropped him like a hot turd. And Ryan Braun disappeared from the baseball landscape.
Yeah.
Over the next couple of years. You don't hear about him anymore. He's hiding from the world, kind of like Barry Bonds. So he's my Milwaukee Brewer. All right, Robbie, what do you got?
Well, this one, it surprised me, but then as I dug into it, it made a lot of sense. Jesse Winker. Jesse Winker, he's a current player. He had played with the Reds. The numbers are incredible. He torched the Brewers as a Cincinnati Red. And when I pulled up the numbers, oh my God, he had a career year against the Reds. He hit so against the Reds he hit 305 with 24 homers and 71 RBIs or
Wow.
as a Red against the
Wow.
Brewers. Yeah, that's a lot against one team, right?
Howdy.
So he became a free agent, and the Brewers were able to sign him. And they were like, all right, we're getting Jesse Winker. And, if you're in Milwaukee, you've seen this guy torch you for 6 years. And boy, oh boy, here we go. We got Jesse Winker. This is it. He proceeded to hit 199.
Oh, shit.
He got injured multiple times, and some of them were kind of questionable injuries. And he barely played 60 games for Milwaukee. Of course, into the season, after the big contract, the big payout, and the big disappointment, they traded him to the New York Mets, where last year in the playoffs, he hit a home run against them, against the Brewers as a Met, and which helped.
Which, by the way, matched his entire total as a Milwaukee Brewer.
Yes.
Wow.
But the big part is, and I think why he will forever be hated, he will be the most disliked Brewers player by Brewers fans,
Man.
is that in the comments after the home run he hit in Game 2 of the playoffs last year, he said he will forever hate the city of Milwaukee.
Oh. Ooh.
It does
Yeah.
not get more villainous than that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's my Brewer.
Mm.
Who's left
All
here?
right.
Me.
Oh, Teddy Bear.
And I'm with you, Rob Webby. Ryan Braun, he failed the drug test, but he proved himself innocent of the allegation, according to the arbitrator's ruling. And it should be an open and shut case, right? No.
Yep.
The problem is that the court of public opinion rules over all, and that's why he's kind of the villain of the Brewers.
Yep.
The question will linger about Braun for years to come, especially if he starts to slump. Expecting his performance levels go down, but
Yeah.
I'm with you. I got the Ryan Braun.
All right. Okay, we got two more teams. Let's start off with the Pittsburgh Pirates, a very long and storied franchise. Lots of different guys have come through there. Lots of guys that you can hate. Lots of guys who the organization can hate. Let's see. Marty, start us off with your Pittsburgh Pirate.
Randall Simon. Have you ever heard of this guy?
Good
Oh,
pick.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm just gonna. It's short. It's only a few paragraphs, but by all accounts, first baseman Randall Simon was a likable guy who seemed to fit in well with the team and play. However, on July 9th, 2023, Simon made a decision that will ever labeled him as a villain. It says so right on the script here, so it fits right in. Right? Pittsburgh Pirates were in Milwaukee. We just talked about Milwaukee, facing the Brewers at Miller Park.
Yeah.
That night, the sausage race was held as regular occurrence at Miller Park. After the four sausages were heading past the third base dugout, Simon, holding a bat, plunked Guido, the Italian sausage, on the top of the head.
No, not Guido.
And the other sausage, and the sausage went right to the ground. While the lady inside the sausage uniform was relatively unhurt, Simon, nonetheless, was charged for misdemeanor assault and fined a grand sum of $432.
Jeez.
Simon is forever known as the man who took down Guido, the Italian sausage.
Yeah, wow.
So you could be a great ball player, but had one moment, you're labeled for life. There you go.
Maybe there were mafia ties that we don't know about. So,
oh, good thought.
He tried to take the sausage deep, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you've seen the video, he pounds the sausage.
Oh yeah. Count me away.
All right. Who still
Robbie,
needs to give us the bucko?
Get out of here.
Webby, I think. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Whatever.
All right. I'm gonna go with the man who used to talk to the baseball on the mound and would tell us about what it was like to strike out the side while high on LSD. Doc Ellis. Doc Ellis, ladies and gentlemen, one of the strangest characters in the history of baseball.
He was.
God knows what was going on inside of his head. But yeah, Doc did not endear himself to his teammates. And I think to a man, they didn't think taking LSD before a game was a good way to prepare for action. So I'm going to say he was the villain of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Right. Everybody hit that one?
Pittsburgh?
Robbie?
I still have
Robbie?
Pittsburgh.
Go for it.
I still do too.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah, Felipe Vasquez. This is the not funny one.
Oh,
unfortunately. But Felipe Vasquez was a closer. He was a budding superstar, 2019 All-Star. He late in the season in 2019, he got into a fight with starting pitcher Kyle Crick, who was a decent pitcher at the time. But Crick ended up breaking his finger and was out for the rest of the year, and it pretty much affected the rest of Crick's career. A week later, Felipe Vasquez was arrested on charges of multiple charges of unlawful contact with a minor.
Oh.
So yeah, he was placed on administrative leave.
you think?
But the guy was at the time he was 5-1 with a 1.65 ERA and 28 saves. He was going to be the next big closer. He was a Mariano Rivera kind of shutdown closer. 3 pitches, everything was great except for the whole, unlawful contact with a minor thing.
Yeah.
So that never goes over well.
No.
What do you got, Teddy Bear?
Kyle Farnsworth played for the Pittsburgh Pirates,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like 240 pounds, over 6'4". His body weight was body fat was like 6.5%. The whole team was afraid of him. They said he looks like he took a wrong turn at the NFL Combine. He just didn't go the right place. During a 2005 bench clearing brawl, Jeremy Affeldt caught the eye of Farnsworth, and Farnsworth ran up to him and said, "Do you want to fight?" And he says, "No, I don't want to fight. What are you thinking, man?" And Farnsworth just picked him up and body slammed him to the ground. He was he was a villain. He was out there looking for a fight.
Hey, Brent, he had a black belt.
Yes. Yeah. And I think he went into the MMA or something like that.
Yeah, he was into the martial arts.
Yeah.
He was looking for somebody to
he was looking. Absolutely. Yeah. And Jeremy Affeldt, which is a nice Christian guy, says, No, I'm just out here because the bench cleared.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave me alone.
Support my teammates.
Yes.
All right.
Cool.
Okay, guys, let us finish off with our last National League Central team, the St. Louis Cardinals.
There we go.
Again, a long storied history of Cardinals to choose from. Robbie, what do you got to start us off?
All right. I have got a guy that used to
You got a guy.
wear the hat with the flat brim over to the side. We talked about it earlier. The Cardinals are all about tradition. Their fans, the team, everything. They're about tradition and respect for baseball. So that never flew in St. Louis. But Anthony Reyes didn't help himself by losing 10 straight to start a season in 2007. The Cardinal fans universally did not like him already because of the hat thing. And then to go 0-10 in your first 10 starts when you're a team that's coming off a World Series appearance. And he ended up going 2-14 with a ERA over 6, which also begs the question, why the hell did you keep running him out there?
Kind of like
the Cardinals. You know they've got a good farm system. Why are you putting that guy out there every freaking 5th day? But anyway,
exactly.
Yeah, he was. He was trouble. Fans don't like him there at all. So there you go. Teddy Bear, you look like you're dying to go.
Sure. I'll take Rogers Hornsby.
Oh.
Ooh.
Hornsby had a terrible gambling problem. He couldn't retire from baseball because of all the money he lost placing bets. And when he was fired from his manager position at the Cubs, and the team went on to win the World Series in spite of him, the players voted to deny him his share of the winnings just out of spite. It seems like Hornsby couldn't get along with anyone. There were rumors he was a member of the KKK. It was that bad. It was that bad with Rogers. Marty, what do you got?
Well, it's funny that because that's the reason I wore this. I mean, this was the style back in those days with the big lapel for Rogers Hornsby, and and again, I'm gonna have to add on. He refused to read or watch movies because he thought it would damage his batting eye, and chastised other players who did.
Oh, wow.
And his chastizations did not stop as a player, but he went on to become a manager and just literally belittled players that he had fault with. The guys on my personal wall of fame at my house here, the great guy, great player.
It's Larry, Curly, and Moe, if I remember right.
Yeah.
What?
I only saw the Three Stooges.
I said
at
it's
your
Larry,
house.
Curly, and Moe, if I remember right.
You forgot the picture of the Marx Brothers, but that's a,
Cheech and Chong are on the other room.
he's in the Hall of Fame, and he's kind of a jerk.
Yes.
Ouch, that hurts.
Webby. I'll do the obvious one. In the age of steroids, Mark McGuire, standing proud, denying everything until he couldn't deny it anymore, and then disappearing from society. You don't see Mark McGuire getting any interview requests or hanging out at any Major League Baseball events. He's just hiding from all of the people that he lied to about his steroid use. He hit some of the longest home runs I've ever seen. And some of those were back before he started using steroids, or at least
I think so.
But I'm going to go with the Mark McGuire to round things out. All right,
that works.
As we said, we have completed 2 of the divisions in the National League. Sounds like we're going to be able to do a couple more shows on this topic with the remaining 4 divisions of baseball. But we do have a couple of comments, Robbie, from
let's
the guys.
We'll start with Tiger.
Yeah.
Hi guys, Tiger here. Here's my top 10 villains of the MLB. Number 10, Arenado. Number 9, Scott Cousins for crashing into Buster Posey even though it was part of the game before then. Number 8, John Fisher for being John Fisher. Number 7, Marge Schott for being a racist. Number 6, Bryce Harper. Number 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Puig.
I knew that was
Surprise! Surprise!
All right, and then JC.
JC with a very short list of 2. I'm not going to do it, Terry, and name one for 10 places, but on the Dodgers, the biggest Richard I know in the game, Yasiel Puig. And a close second for the Giants, A.J. Przinsky.
Oh, yes.
What a Richard.
Yes. Yep. All right. I think that's it, Robbie. We just have a couple of what you drinking, but we've already been drinking. So
Terry had a Futurist fluid, and JC had a lager. So life is grand.
Good for them.
Yep.
So next week we will be live from the
Almanac Beer Company.
Beer Company in Alameda. I think there's going to be a half dozen of us there, and we will do the show live from the brewery. We're still mulling over the topic for the evening. And then I promise we'll come back to this topic and we'll finish off the National League East and all of the American League, because there's lots of hateful people out there and we need to single them out. But thanks for joining us. Enjoyed this topic. As I've always said, the lowlifes do great when we hate on other people.
Yes.
So that's what we're doing.
It's what we do.
Yeah. All right. So thanks again for joining us. Robbie, you want to play us out?
I'll do that.
Highlights from Lowlifes. Highlights from Lowlifes.
This Rocktoberfest is so good.
Oh, good for you. Rub it in.